We are live. This is Joy and my guy over here, Mr. Demisio. Hi, Demisio.
Hey, Joy.
Welcome to Chat Her Up. Today, we're going to do a review of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills latest episode. I think it aired I don't know, it was like the 19th or something. Anyway, it was
Yesterday. It was yesterday. Wait,
Oh, it
which
was
one?
yesterday. It sure
Yeah,
was. It was
the
the
finale
21st.
was yesterday, but
Yeah, it
I
was
don't
for
think
the
we
it.
reviewed the episode for the week before either.
We did not.
Yeah, okay.
But we're doing season 13. We're gonna do a little of 16. Demisio is on his own because I can't remember one thing. All I do remember is that this was a bad episode. That's
Which
all I
one?
remember thinking.
Which one?
16
The
last week.
last week's?
Yes. That's
Yeah.
why I didn't even push to meet. I was like, this, I don't even know what we could report.
The only
Or
thing that I
review.
enjoyed about it was that Dorit and Garcelle, especially Garcelle, stood on what their stance. They didn't
Oh yeah, we
apologize
can.
to
Here,
Erica.
let's talk about that. Hold on. Let me say this. This is season 13. We're gonna do a little bit of 16, a little bit of 17. This weekend. What was the name of this? Was it Cherie and Separation or what is that? Soirees. Ooh, I ain't gonna even tell y'all what I do for a living, but I have no idea what that word is, so I'm not even finna play with it. What is that word?
Hold on, let me go look.
Is Why don't I know? I feel like an idiot. I'm finna
Yeah,
stop.
especially with you being a teacher, I'm gonna
Right.
say it.
Why you had to say that? I said, shut up. I said, especially with my profession, I ain't gonna even tell nobody what I do for a living. But I have no idea what that is. Anyway, and I read excessively. That word ain't in a lot of smut, obviously. But
Now,
anyway,
Joy,
this
I'm
is
finna pronounce it. It's
what is
called
it?
soirees and
That's what I
separations.
said. I said Soirees. I'm Soirees. I knew it wasn't whatever. I don't know why I don't know that. I am so embarrassed. I feel like
Go
that
back
girl
and
who
get the rest of that PhD.
look. Wait a minute. I feel like that girl that lost her wig on her podcast and live. She was like,
Yes.
"Oh
Oh
my
my
god."
God. She said, "Oh my
She
God."
was like, "Oh my god." She didn't even know how to respond. But anyway, let's do for the Cali stick or whatever we call it, the chapstick moment of the
Chapstick
week.
moment.
We really just gonna talk a little bit about that read. So go ahead. Let's start from there.
um,
Set the
talking about
scene
what you
from
sent in the group chat.
16. No.
Oh, okay. I just feel like Erica can kick rocks. Like I said before,
Oh,
you just
about the
need to
apology. It was about the apology.
yeah, it's just like you need to give yourself some time and live in this redemption era and just stay in it because girl, we don't want to go back down this lane again because don't nobody owe you no apology. Don't nobody owe you no apology for nothing. Because if you want to be honest with you, I don't even think Sutton should have apologized because Sutton wasn't wrong. Sutton was not wrong. Sutton was not.
Actually, my issue with Erica has always been the same because in my head, I never did ever think that that guy who her husband who was really short with her. I don't know if it was bravado for TV, but he didn't seem to respect her.
Yeah,
Like
he was
I'm
an
not saying
older, wealthy
yeah,
white man
yeah, and he
that
didn't
met her in a
see.
diner.
And I guess I'm saying that only because there's no way you're going to convince me that that guy came to Erica and was like, yo, I got this scheme going on with these people who money is sitting up in this account that they got from these lawsuits and I'm going to steal it. I just don't see him saying that to Erica. And I believe her that the first time she found out about anything was the day that she was the lawsuit started naming her.
Okay, I understand that, and I can somewhat agree with that. But see,
Wait a minute. I know I'm long with it. Let me finish
no,
this
you're
thought.
fine.
My point was that's what I believe. And so I never did think that she was guilty of actually taking from clients. My issue with her was once you
Sympathy
know
wise.
that your husband has been stealing from people, it's clear to you because at some point somebody set her down and really explained it to her. You
Right.
know that some of what you have is tainted. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that she should have, if I had clothes and purses, I would try to take as many of that as much as that is possible. I just can't imagine me making a big deal out of big stud earrings. Now maybe
Oh,
because I'm ghetto and I know that y'all can get some cute ones at the beauty supply that look just like them, that's fake and nobody ever know the difference, for a couple of dollars. Or you can get some good cubic zirconiums that look just like it for a few $100, and nobody would. I don't understand the mindset of wanting to keep $775,000 earrings stud.
oh, are we? Oh, we're talking about my favorite person.
Well, we're just
Yeah.
talking about 16. We were just as the Charlie stick. We were talking about chapstick moment. We was
Oh,
talking
okay.
about just a little bit of 16 because that was probably the most interesting part, was Erica asking for an apology. We
Right.
even got to that part. I'm just setting up Erica because my issue has
Mm-mm-mm.
always been about what looks like greed. That's
And
what it
I
looks
look,
like.
and
See,
just to
and I
throw,
didn't take it that way.
and just to throw this in there, I'll give it to Anne Marie. That was a nice little party. I was like, okay. She
Which
flew in,
party
but
did Erica? Yes, she did. Oh,
she,
Cal's party. The next episode was crazy.
yeah,
Like,
I was like,
I
okay,
mean,
Anne Marie flying in the jewelry from
I
overseas
said all
and
I kept
stuff
thinking
like
is
that.
Potomac. But I like somebody said Potomac just would never spend that kind of money for no
They
party.
wouldn't, and I believe they could. I
They
just don't
sure
think that they
wouldn't.
would.
Mm-mm.
But Atlanta, no, we had some fabulous parties at Atlanta because
Yeah, we
Vegas
have
showed
not the
good.
recent years, but if we look past season, I'll say 15. If we go like 14 and under, I'll say 13 and 12 and under, we had some nice things
Yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah,
before the COVID seasons
yeah.
and stuff. The only housewives that's giving luxury nowadays is Beverly Hills and Miami. That's really it.
Y'all want to hear something so funny? My husband, who he'll swear up and down he don't watch reality TV, but he married to me. He said of all the housewives he sings, guess who he thinks is the most classiest?
Erica Jane.
No, it wasn't. No, it shocked me. I'll tell you, it was Potomac. He thought,
Candace.
yeah, that's huh?
Candace.
He didn't say housewife. He just says of what he thinks are classy women.
Oh,
From
okay.
what he's
Who?
seen, he thought they were the classiest that he'd seen. As
And who he
compared,
say? And who he say?
he said Potomac.
Oh,
Yeah, he said Potomac because he's definitely seen Atlanta a whole bunch of times, but he knows he watches. I mean, he don't watch, but I watch Beverly Hills, so he's seen Beverly Hills. And the first couple of seasons I watched um Salt Lake City. And he was like, that don't even seem like a housewives franchise.
Oh, can I bring up something real quick and then we can get off of it. The
yeah.
one hot chat stick moment could have also been. I'll just throw in real quick. Wendy Williams. Did y'all hear about her
I
diagnosis?
did.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
my
seen
God!
it.
It just is so sad to
It
me.
is. It is.
Yeah.
Because
You
So
baby,
want to say
yeah,
what it was? You want to say?
she was diagnosed with dementia, and the same thing that Bruce Willis has. Um, let me look at. I'll probably get the
Bruce Willis
terminology
has
wrong.
that?
baby, the way I would be
It's a
dying to
communication
have
issue. It's it
dying to
means
have Wendy Williams right now with all the drama and stuff that be going on. Cat Williams, Taraji P. Henson, P. Diddy. Oh, I would love to have Wendy right now.
I mean, because Wendy would be going in, wouldn't she? Yeah, so
You would,
she has
especially about P.
primary
Diddy.
progressive aphasia
yeah.
and frontal dementia. I might be
Yeah,
saying all that wrong.
aphasia is when you can't communicate. So
Yes.
your mouth won't be able to say what you're
Hmm.
thinking or write or
Right.
anything. It's it's a communication issue.
It's heartbreaking.
It
But I guess it's been kind of slightly talked about for years because of some of the way she would act when she was still on the TV. She would get a little bit forgetful and things, and a lot of people kept saying that she was drunk or drugged out or whatever. But it could have just been her illness that was starting back then.
yeah.
It's just sad. But anyway, that was it.
Yeah.
We
But
can
Yeah,
keep moving.
that is a good chapstick moment. I had
It
forgotten
is.
Yeah,
about it.
I
Yeah.
did
yeah.
too. But yeah, no, I just feel like Erica can kiss it because no one really owes you an apology, actually, like at all. Because
Who'd she ask an
everybody,
apology for? I'm sorry, I missed that. I guess.
well, about the whole Tom situation and all that,
Yeah.
and she felt like that they owed her an apology, and it's just like, dang, like really called them, really had your back in a way. They were fake, but they still kind of backed you for the most part. So it's just like it's crazy for her to even make that statement to the group. She was saying it to like as everybody, and it's just like they actually kind of had your back a little bit, even though they were being fake and saying different
I
things when they
felt like
weren't.
the
Well,
only person
everybody
she
didn't
was
have her
really
back. Now,
talking
come on.
to was
No,
Garcelle.
I'm saying the fact that she said that to the group as
Right.
Kyle and them didn't like have her back, even though they kind of did. Like they were being fake and acting different when and having different opinions when they weren't around Erica, but they still, for the most part, stuck up for her.
I got you. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I just
and
feel, yeah, I don't think, I don't know what Erica thought that was going to achieve, because even if like nobody accused her of stealing money, in my opinion, that's the only thing that you could have said you were sorry for. Maybe Sutton insinuated that she was involved or she knew. I don't know. I can't remember specifically, but don't nobody owe her an apology for having an opinion and thinking she greedy. She is.
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, I
And
don't
Sutton called
understand.
her a. I think her biggest issue with Sutton is because Sutton called her a liar.
Okay,
But you
that
did lie. You did
a
lie.
lot.
You
She
like
did
they
not lie a lot.
they literally did a whole. I can't think of the Bravo page that literally she did lie. She lied about that I ain't gonna say she lied. I'm saying she changed the story about the accident like multiple times.
Yeah.
Somebody
That was the
literally
funniest
did a
story.
complication
She done went
of
down the hill and
Oh,
around the
I
corner by
forgot
the
all
Dairy
about
Queen.
that. That he
like
had a
Mm-hmm.
she
choice
changed
to
the story
operate on his.
so many times, and
Yeah.
then she
She's just
did
a great
lie. Like
storyteller. That's
she
all I'm saying.
said when the accident happened that it was just the ankle, but then 5 years later you're like, oh no, it wasn't the ankle, it was actually the ankle and the brain. Like, so technically you did lie to them. You did lie.
Wait a
What are you
minute, but
talking
this
about?
was the kicker.
She just
They
gave some
they
untruths
they,
because she
they
didn't
had
know.
to debate on whether or not they should operate on the ankle or
Yeah,
the head.
you wrong,
That
girl. You
was
wrong for
the
that.
funny part.
Like,
Mm-mm.
it's just like, girl, you did tell some little lies. Like, you
But here's
did.
the thing.
And
Let me
then
just.
and it's oh, did y'all see those memes of what Garcelle said? She was like, well, I believe what I believe, and that's it. And they had a side by side of Nene. They said that's the same as saying, I said what I said.
I loved Garcelle's response. Like, girl, I didn't want you to fall, but I had an opinion, and that opinion ain't changing. So, in
Right.
other words, I ain't saying sorry, bitch. No,
Right.
She's so mean.
I
I
love
wouldn't
that.
have apologized to Erica either. In
I didn't
fact,
say
I
she
would have
should
said
have. I
a
said
whole
she's
lot
mean. That's
more.
like whether Erica or not, she's just mean.
I don't think
I
I
wouldn't have
ain't never
apologized to
seen.
Erica at
I
all. I
don't
would have
see her.
told
I know you
Erica
don't,
she can
Joy.
take her apology and shove it for all I care because you were inconsiderate to those victims. You lacked
Yes.
compassion. Like, the list can go
And I
on.
have y'all seen the Hulu special? You know they got a
No.
part two to the
Mm-hmm.
song, the something and the hustler. The
Yeah,
I
but I
think
haven't
it's the
seen it yet.
housewife and the
Yeah,
hustler. Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I watched it. I watched the whole thing. It actually was a little bit different than the first one. It wasn't so much about they laid out parts of his plan, things that's going on with Tom. Tom was a horrible human being, by the way. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to keep it above, if this ain't about stealing just victims, this goes all the way back to the 80s. In this part of the documentary, they spent a lot of time talking about how Tom was connected. Really, why they took so long to bring him to justice, because he was best friends with the law review, really cool with the chief, the police chief, and he gave X amount of money for this election. He was so connected. They said there were over 200 complaints to the law review because of him. Like this should have stopped in the 80s. That he has victims on here that won cases back in 1988 that never got their money, or they got one check and not the rest, because that's really what he was doing to those burn victims. There was a neighborhood in California that it looked like a fairly new neighborhood. Some kind of gas, something happened and it blew up,
explosion,
like several houses. And there's a guy on there whose body was burned, from head to toe. And he has a lot of physical issues. And Tom convinced, and this was so sad. I can't remember what the number is, so I'm just going to make up a number. Let's say that he got $10 million. Tom had convinced them that, look, we can set up a payment plan. Instead of giving you this $10,000, and I can give you money over time and invest the rest. So this $10 million could turn into 15 million. Like, he was selling these people dreams. So they agreed to these payment plans, and they may have gotten one, possibly two, but they weren't getting any more.
And they agreed to it because they trusted his reputation.
They trusted him. It was a woman who had gotten a mesh put in her. I don't know if you know, unfortunately, once you get to a certain age, it's hard to hold on to your urine. And she had this mesh put in, and whatever, it was defective. So all of these people sued, they won, and all of the women got like $55,000 a piece. And I guess these are the early people. So Tom was playing with her and just sending her letters and saying, your check will be here this day. Your check will be here this day. Your check will be like, how you gonna play with people like that?
Because they believed in for me, and maybe it's just because, I ain't never had $10 million at one time type thing. So if you tell me I'm getting $10 million, I want it all at one time. I don't want your 10,000 this month, 20 next month, et cetera, et cetera. Give me my money one time, because I'm not going to trust that you're going to have my money for me. I wouldn't trust them.
Right. Yeah.
This is weird.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Let me tell y'all what happens at the end of the documentary. So like I said, most of the documentary is about his connections. It is worth watching. If you got an hour, it really is. It was decent. But at the very end, here comes Erica Jane. Now, one thing I'll give her credit for, it took a lot of guts for her to come to a victims gathering. I'll give her that. Because
she's a victim to me, though.
She is, until you talk about keeping $775,000 earrings.
I understand completely why she's
definitely a victim of Tom and Tom's how he abuses things and people. I don't argue with that. Like I said, I've never thought Erica stole a dime, and she didn't know anything about it until they started including her in lawsuits.
This is where I have a problem with the whole situation, because do I think that Erica had anything to do with it? Absolutely not. But Erica's a smart girl. Erica is a smart woman, and I don't believe for 1 second that before the indictment started coming in, I believe 100%, and this is just me, I believe she knew something, or she thought something. I don't care. I don't care what nobody says. I believe Erica knew something. Like, she is too smart of a woman.
She didn't ask either. And then she did say whenever she would try and ask or get more information, he wouldn't tell her anything. He would just talk to her like she was stupid.
Erica looks like one of those. Erica is a smart woman. I don't believe 1% that she didn't do a little digging, a little snooping around. Like, please.
But how? But I'm not even. Or I don't think that she would have found how he's stealing. He works with lawyers. He worked with people that had different, positions in their building. All that money was funneled through that law firm. Erica wouldn't have access to that. And even if she had access to him
Right.
looking at his accounts, it wouldn't show I stole from Joe Black. You know what I mean? She could have thought that it was paychecks.
And it's
I
that
wouldn't have.
part of it, all those other people, it's all that other involvement in the law firm that would irritate me when it sounded like it was just Erica and Tom that were the only ones that were part of the scandal. Ain't no way in the world all those other people in the law firm didn't get called
But
out
a
on it
lot,
the way
he
they did.
actually didn't have. They you learned that too. Something was going on in his law firm even before all of this fell out, because people had been leaving his law firm at a record rate,
Including his
which kind of
brother-in-law,
go,
right?
and it reminded me of when somebody mentioned on Beverly Hills about him. They heard something from the law firm. It was
The lights
something.
still on.
Somebody mentioned
It
that
should.
somebody's
Or they
son
are.
left it. Do
Yes,
y'all
yes.
remember that?
I do. I thought it was like a brother-in-law or something, but
It
I
could
do
have been.
remember.
It could have been. It was somebody that was related to somebody else. So it could have been a brother-in-law,
Yeah.
or an
Yeah.
in-law of some sort. All I know is if both of those documentaries, in my opinion, were worth watching. If on a lazy Saturday and you're folding your clothes, you know
I
they
mean,
were really good.
all in all, though, like I said, though, like Erica is innocent as far as that is concerned. Now, how she behaved these past few years, no one owes you an apology for it, and you can't be mad at somebody for having opinions and questions about what's going on. Like,
Was she?
period.
But
And
If
they
but
one of
wasn't
my
wrong.
friends, if one of my
And
friends was going through something like that,
they
you
were wrong
best
because they
believe
called her a
that
criminal. She's not in jail. She hasn't been on
she
trial for
didn't. They
criminal
didn't call her
activity.
a
no one
criminal.
called her a
Her a
criminal.
Excuse
criminal.
me. Sutton called her everything in the criminal law books everywhere on every part of the earth. What do you mean?
When did she
No,
call her a
she
criminal, or did
didn't.
she just say she didn't believe everything that Erica was telling
She
her?
believed, well, which means she believed Erica knew what was going on. She believed that Erica had more involvement than Erica was telling, which means you believe she's part of the crime. What do
Okay.
you mean?
She said that she didn't. She called Erica a liar verbatim. These are Sutton
Yeah,
words,
that
not
is what
mine.
she said. Yeah.
She said she called Erica a liar because of the stories that Erica was telling. They were changing.
Oh, yes, yes, you're
And the
right.
part
Yeah.
about the surgery and the brain thing and the ankle
Right,
thing, that is what Sutton was calling her a lie about.
right.
If that's what you want to think, that's
I
fine.
mean, that's what
And if
happened.
yeah,
Well, that's what Sutton said.
I mean, we watched it. I didn't need Sutton to say that to
And
know
I
that
watched it too, and I
she
didn't need
said
Sutton to
that.
say
Like
anything for me to know that Erica wasn't 100% involved in that crime.
they all questioned those same everything that Sutton said for the most part, except Lisa Rinna. They all had the same concerns. Like it snowed in Pasadena. They all felt the same way about those stories. No one ever just blatantly said or even subtly said that, oh, Erica was involved. Now they may have said, because I
Come
know
on.
Garcelle did say this,
Thank you. I
that
mean, so what
maybe
do you mean no
Erica
one said?
knew something about it, but just because you knew about it or maybe have knew something about it doesn't mean that you're involved in the
And
scheme.
how much have those words changed over the past couple of years? Everybody thought Erica was involved. That's the only reason that me and Joy used to go back and forth. And then Joy would say, "Well, I ain't saying she's involved, but she involved." Basically, is what the
yeah.
arguments would always
But
be.
I meant what I meant was I think that Erica, and I still believe it. Now I actually do still believe this. Erica knew. You have to remember that this came off the heels of her getting filing for a divorce. I thought, and I still do kind of feel that way, although they haven't divorced, that was strategic based off of he knowing the stuff finna hit the fan. So I think she left him because she found them pictures of that woman? No, that was in fully
You are
clothed,
so silly.
knees up, looking at a teen magazine. No, I don't believe it. I believe that was strategic. It was a locked in. It was so many moving parts is what made Erica look bad. I mean, when that's why I always went back to, if you peel away the layers, I don't think she knew anything about money stealing until them lawsuits start coming. I just think those lawsuits came earlier she didn't get the first one in 2019 because it didn't make sense because she was doing a deposition. So she probably knew about that because I guarantee you Tom then pulled every which way that he could to get those dates pushed back. That probably had been going on for a couple of years.
Well, she never looked bad to me. She never did. I always knew that she herself was a victim. I just and then
you enjoyed last night, didn't you?
The whole, not really, because I didn't watch all of it.
I
saw most
I
of it.
enjoyed I enjoyed Denise poking fun at her because like, girl, you getting up here lip singing and share songs. That had me
Denise
dying.
with her $7 picture. We don't care what she enjoys.
She's highly more successful than Erica.
Well, not for $7. She ain't.
Baby,
she's
you gotta
she's
think
popular
about how many
time-wise.
that lady is making millions off OnlyFans. Come on now, that's
girl. When they said she making millions a month, you talking about Denise?
Yeah,
on OnlyFans.
And that ain't even count. She's still a working actress.
Oh, and listen, yeah, I know. Listen, I can't take nothing away from Denise. We could argue all day, and I would be wrong on that. But let me say this real quick. Do y'all remember Rachel Dolezal?
Yes.
She just got fired from her teacher job because of her OnlyFans account. That's all I'm saying. We can keep going.
Oh,
I'm screaming.
What was she doing on there? Is my question.
That happens a lot too. That happens
a lot. I mean, I think I seen a lawyer. She got fired from her law firm.
But my thing about somebody like Rachel, she is y'all know Rachel. Y'all know her background because of everything she went through with the NAACP and the whole black-white thing, etc. If you gonna hire her, you mean to tell me you're not gonna check her background? Come on now. You know she ain't got a job.
From the Black Lady sketch show, that's whose name it is. Dr. Hadassah. Yeah. Whatever Rachel changed her name to. Yeah, that's where that comes from.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she had to take the name back. That's where I get that from. They canceled the Black Lady sketch show too. That show was hilarious.
I never saw it.
Oh my God, it's so
And
good.
Can we talk about Crystal and Anne Marie? It's just like Anne Marie, let it go. Like we just have to agree to disagree with. Like Crystal was right. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
But Crystal wasn't arguing whether or not she called them stupid. Crystal was just arguing on whether or not, wasn't it? It was about the
eating disorder and all that.
Yeah, the eating disorder. That was the only thing it was about, because that's what she should have been arguing. Or you're lying about that. Don't nobody care about the eating disorder. We saw the tape. We knew she wasn't right. We weren't arguing over that. Bravo, Connie.
Anne Marie's husband was a little much last night.
What?
Was he on? He thought he was the football player at the game, didn't he? He was running through there like he was back on the football field in his primetime jersey. Anne Marie's husband. Oh, y'all didn't see the way he was doing his little dancing and stuff, like he was the one in the spotlight.
Nowhere. I didn't even notice him the whole
time. I did.
You didn't?
I did. And did y'all also? Oh, dang, we kind of jumped. Okay, I guess we can move on from last episode and talk about this one. Did y'all see how it's just like Kyle is obsessed with Lisa Vanderpump? Like, oh my goodness.
What do you mean? What I missed?
Like, did you not see her hiring?
I saw a little nipket of her
party planner that Lisa Vanderpump had. She was impersonating Lisa Vanderpump. Like, it's just like, girl, like, let it go. Lisa Vanderpump does not talk. Lisa Vanderpump does not talk about you on her show. She doesn't talk about you on Vanderpump Rules or none of that. Like, girl,
are they not friends?
Lisa Vanderpump?
No, they haven't been in a long, long time.
Are you serious right now?
They fell out when the whole dog.
Who was she mad at when she left? She was mad at everybody.
Yeah, everybody except Denise.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had forgotten, girl. Them last couple of seasons was struggling for me.
Yeah, they ought to be glad. They ought to be glad that Garcelle and Sutton came here. They saved the franchise, if you ask me.
Yeah, because it was struggling.
Because that whole Lucy Apple Juicy thing was just absolutely ridiculous.
It was losing me. I only kept going because
that's what the dog name was. That's what the dog name was, Lucy
Is
Lucy
it?
Apple Juicy.
Mm-mm.
And
Okay.
it's just like that whole season was absolutely ridiculous, arguing about a damn dog when really Dorit was the real culprit in the first place. But that's whatever.
Morgan Wade just posted a picture of
So
herself
anyway, I
sucking on
will
my
say
dick.
this about Kyle. This party she had was fabulous. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a really nice looking party. It was. They said it's $400,000 for that party. Would you spend that much, even if you
No.
had it?
How
My
many
broke
people do you
mind
think are
can't
there?
conceive it.
How many
I
people do you
mean,
think
I
are
feel
there?
like if I had the money, doing something like that, knowing that I would actually have a decent crowd of people like she had, like I know that people is gonna show up and come and all of that. I probably would if I know $4,000 is really just kind of like chump change to me. If I got like 50, $60 million in my account and
I was
money
Mm-hmm.
is
thinking,
still,
you think is this her last season? I was like, you
I
think she's
think it
going
is
out with a
because
bang?
she even said that she doesn't know if she's gonna return because honestly, that finale with her pulling the kids in and all that and stuff like that, it kind of seemed like a closing part to Kyle. Like Kyle could go her own way from the show, and I would be absolutely okay with that.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's what it felt like to me. It felt like, first of all, it was a fabulous party. It looked good. It was executed well. The only thing I would have done, because I'm a little bit arrogant, maybe if I spent $400,000 on a party, y'all gonna know when I step on that football field until the time y'all all hug me,
yeah,
because they just
that's
was
kind of what
walking on
Sutton was
the field.
saying.
It should have been some kind of announcement or some kind of boom
Mm-hmm.
around it or cheerleaders or
Did y'all
something.
see how like the divorce is real? And I wish they would just go ahead and just flat out just say it because if you did you notice when they entered the party how like even the girls
I'll be
were
right back.
so dismissive of Mauricio? It was like very visible.
Well, first of all, I'm tripping off of Sutton and this $9 million ring that she had on. But I I don't even know the point I was going to make. I completely lost it. But anyway, is that all we talking about? Is the
Oh, and I love how and Garcelle, no, she took with me. She pulled that actress card out so good when she was talking to someone on the phone. How they all wanted to pretend like, oh, this is so shocking. They're getting a divorce. Oh my God, what is
oh
happening? Oh, girl, y'all been through that. Let's stop it.
oh, that's what I wanted to say. This is the part that kind of bothered me. If you want to like keep it a buck. I didn't realize until I was watching the show that the people, the articles or the vlogs or bloggers, whoever, weren't already talking about them problems in the water. I didn't realize that until I was watching the show. So that meant this whole season, Sutton ain't been stupid. I'm
Yeah, Sutton
thinking
was
Sutton,
right.
right. I'm thinking Sutton is just pulling something out of her the side of her neck versus Sutton, having intuition that something is going wrong.
Yeah,
So
I mean, no, Sutton was right because even in the earlier
Sutton had
episodes,
already
they
been
showed
hearing.
yeah, they had already. Sutton was reading the articles at the beginning of the season in her confessionals.
But the confessionals wouldn't count
Oh
because
yeah, because it
confessionals
is after the fact. You're
are
right. You're right.
filmed
You're right.
after the fact.
Yeah,
I'm
you're right.
talking about the whole time they filmed, they had no idea they were having issues. I was under the impression that everybody, because as a matter of fact, I've been judging Kyle because of it. I was under the impression that by the time they were filming, this is when all the articles and bloggers and stuff was talking about Demetrio cheating. That's what I thought. And I thought the cast just wasn't bringing it up except Sutton. That's what I thought. Now I realize that they basically, Kyle had a whole storyline and nobody knew what it was.
Yeah.
Nobody knew. And I was tripping off that last night. Like, Can you imagine? That is a way to do it. Like if matter of fact, while it's kind of jacked up, it's smart. Because if somebody gonna talk about me and my husband on national TV, I'm gonna do it. She had 100% control over how this is playing out because of how she did it. That was
Yeah,
smart of her.
that's just one of the many reasons why I cannot stand Kyle. It's one of the many
Yeah.
reasons why I don't like her. She's such a fake person. You are so fake and want all of these things from other people. Well, like I said in previous reviews.
But you
Oh no,
can't even
Trish,
argue
you
that though.
yes you
But how
can
she
because it's
running it?
been problems about Mauricio and Kyle. This ain't just nothing that's
Oh, I
just
know that.
popping
I'm
up.
not talking about that. They don't, but I think we have to keep that in mind that no people may have heard stuff in the past, but the cast when they filmed this, they hadn't even heard that it was something else going on. They knew nothing. The only person that I kind of question does may have heard something on the ground is Sutton.
I think they all have heard something. Sutton was just the only one that had the balls to actually say it.
Sutton's mean. Those aren't balls.
Sutton had the balls to actually say
I
it. That's the only
mean,
difference.
I would agree with you in retrospect. It does kind of seem like Sutton has been a little mean to Kyle, but I have to also say this. Um, Kyle is often very, very mean to Sutton.
Hello.
Like, I
Hello.
mean,
When?
like
You mean
over the seasons, she has done
over the
things
seasons?
that have
Okay.
never made sense for
Mhm.
you to be my real friend unless this is played. You know what I mean?
Beverly was trying to out her this season for being an alcoholic and having to
Alcoholic,
eat.
yeah.
Like, are we
Yeah,
being
she's not
serious right
a
now?
good
Are
She
we
has
trying to
friend.
keep
led
that a secret?
she has led the charge against Sutton these past since Sutton joined season 11 to now.
So we're trying to
Literally.
keep Sutton stuff a secret.
I will say
No, it's
this.
not about that. It's just the
Hmm.
fact that if somebody's your real friend, like you try to say they are
Well,
to
these are
say
the
you are,
housewives. They're not real friends.
well, in the retrospective, we're looking at these shows as if they're like an organic friend group with each other. We're gonna
No, we're
see it.
not.
Okay. Well, this is the card that y'all like to use all the time about them being organic and actual real friends and
Right.
all those type of
They're
things.
friends. I was under the
That's
impression
what
that they
Joy
were
likes to
friends
use.
outside of the show. That's just how I put it. There are some people that are just friends or associates, and they may send one another, "Hey girl, what's up?" But they ain't, "Girl, come over here on Saturday and keep me company." Kind of girlfriends. I
Yeah,
just
but
don't.
Sutton and Kyle used to hang out outside of the show though, so it's not like
That's what I said. I
so
think
it's just
they
like.
were real friends outside of the show.
And the only time that let's be clear, the only time that Kyle has ever had Sutton's back, which I've said this before, and I will continue saying that the only time she ever had Sutton's back was when Sutton was going up against Crystal, and that's because she
Oh.
dislikes Crystal a whole lot more than she dislikes Sutton.
She don't feel like, because it's been several occasions I kind of shake my head like, what kind of friend is she? But I also saw that was like a messy season for Kyle. Kyle was just messy. And I
Kyle's been
really,
missing since the beginning of the show.
well, when I say messy, she was being like Giselle messy. And she is
Oh
normally
God.
a bit more smooth with it. What I say about that is like when Giselle going to creating some drama, Giselle sit down and smile in your face and say the craziest crap to start a conversation. That's what
Mm-mm.
Kyle was doing. Like she would start like the craziest. It's like, girl, you can tell you don't have nothing going on. And I ain't mad at her. Because to me, the messy ones was always my favorite.
Mm, Kyle has been a horrible friend to Sutton, and I was glad that Sutton brought it up at the reunion. Like she said, in the words of Denise, watch the show. Because if you go back and watch, even season 11, when the whole Erica Jane drama was going on, if you and Sutton are real friends the way that you say you are, you're not going to continuously throw Sutton under the bus about the things that she are saying when y'all all agreed
Let me
about the
say this
same
before I
thing.
forget. I will say this. I think they are showing a lot more of Sutton's flaws, and it seems like it's something going wrong with her. They she tripping. they've shown it a couple of times, like she's not steady or clumsy. I think they're feeding into the fact that she might be drinking, because every time she do something like that, I think this girl is drunk, and she may not have had a drop. They show her legs when she get out of the car. They shouldn't do that.
Why shouldn't they?
I mean, I don't even think it's nothing like that. I think they show everybody's like full body and outfits and stuff like that. So
They
I won't
focus
say
on her
that.
legs too long. I don't like that. It feels real meanish.
But I
to
feel
do
like
that.
Sutton is just a skinny woman, because if you look at her daughter is built exactly
But
like
I
her.
know production know they do stuff, because they did the same thing to Wendy mama. I don't even like Wendy, and I ain't like how they was zooming in on her mama's hands to show where it's discolored, to show that she's bleaching. I didn't like that zooming in on her tattoos. Like, why are you looking at this lady's wrist?
Yeah.
It
I mean,
wasn't
but like I
clear.
said though, Sutton is just a skinny woman. That's what I said. Because if you look at Porter is built exactly like Sutton. Like, she posted some pictures of Porter. I think if it wasn't today, it was been within the past couple of days, and I was like, oh my God, Porter is built just like Sutton with them little
Why
bitty
has
legs.
Cynthia been on 2 episodes this season?
Because Cynthia is friends with Sutton, so I'm guessing that's just like,
Is she friends with Sutton? She just seems to be around so much, but I never
oh, because
see her
her and
with
Sutton
Sutton.
be actually like hanging out, like non-film.
Well, yeah.
Like, she be at Sutton house and all of that.
They all look
I don't know.
pretty though. They all look really, really pretty. Crystal looked pretty.
And Dorit is
Everybody
another
else.
one that pissed me off with the whole "you're wearing pink." Oh my God! Like, this is another example of like the jacket thing. Dorit purposely tries to humiliate people, and that's another reason why I don't like Dorit. So did you
So
say
it's
anything?
not a racist thing. It's just a Dorit thing, right?
Who's wearing
Garcelle,
pink? Who was wearing pink?
Wait, no, because I do
Denise.
think that she's microaggressive towards Garcelle. I was just saying that it's just another example of how Dorit purpose, like, girl, you didn't have to say that. We see she got on a pink jacket. People do that all the time when they go to an all-white party. They might have some heels on that's maybe a different color. Hell, somebody had on gold heels with a white outfit at the white party. So it's just like, Dorit, girl, bye.
Why was Cynthia in silver?
Thank you. So it's just like, girl,
I was
hush.
wondering about that. Like, why was she in silver?
I thought she had on white.
No, I'm
No, it was
looking
like
at it.
silverish.
It's white. It's a silver sequence tight dress.
But I guess
pretty.
it fitted kind of like the aesthetic of the party, like where it wasn't.
No, silver actually was a perfect one, because the colors was blue and silver. So I mean it. I think that's blue and silver, or the stadium. Something is blue and silver. Anyway, I don't think it looked bad. The pink might be off, but
yeah.
Well, hold on. The Denise with the pink jacket, and you're saying Dorit is always coming at people. She comes at Garcelle the same way. So is it not a racist thing?
I wasn't necessarily saying that she was coming at Denise. I was just saying that's just like kind of like she just does things to.
And that's what I mean, though. She just does stuff like that. But when she does stuff like that to Garcelle calls her a racist.
Well, I mean, those are kind of like two different situations.
What
she
do you
wasn't
mean?
saying that Garcelle's jacket was upside down. Like,
what? Okay.
She said Garcelle was a bully and that she attacked her. And
that's true.
Told her to basically move on from her son getting harassed online with racist antics and
I don't remember Dorit telling her that. Dorit told her to leave it alone, leave the racist antics
when Garcelle
alone with
was
her
like,
son.
she didn't really want her kids. Like, she still felt some type of way about the kid incident. Dorit said basically it's been a year, move on.
No, she literally said, "Get over it."
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna say
basically. No. I need to see that clip. I don't believe she did that.
She literally said that when they were in Vegas.
She did.
Okay. I'll have to see the clip.
She may have said, "It's been a year. Get over."
Not she may have. I need to see.
No,
the clip
she literally said. I was just paraphrasing.
Said something like that. No, she
literally
paraphrased
it. So I paraphrased it, but Dorit basically in so many.
So
I
not
can't
the basically. I'll just look at the clip.
The point
so that way
she told that lady to move on and let it go.
That wasn't
That's
ever
basically
said
what she
or
told
thought
that
or
lady.
hummed.
She literally told that lady to let it go.
But
We
that was,
talked
come on
about.
now. Dory is in the building. I don't remember those
No,
conversations all the
you don't
time.
remember me saying. Now, what if PK had said the same thing about PTSD? It's been 2 years since you had that break in. Why you ain't over it?
No, I don't remember that.
Y'all remember us talk?
We've
Okay.
talked about a lot, though.
All right. Well,
I just need to see the
Doree
clip.
definitely said
Yeah.
that though. She definitely told that lady to get over it.
Well, definitely, maybe,
yeah,
and might have, are different.
She definitely said it. She
I'm just
definitely
saying.
said it.
We
She
got some
definitely
differences
said
in
it.
the building. Okay.
She definitely said it. It's not she didn't make that type of
You
statement.
know
She
what? Wait a minute.
absolutely
You know what
did
I
it.
just thought about? Wait a minute, y'all. You know what I just thought about? You know what we
What?
really should have did
What?
for of the chapstick moment? Are y'all
What?
watching Who the F Did I Marry?
No.
Joy, yes. Okay. But I don't
It
watch it
is.
from her
I
directly.
finished
Are you
it.
still watching her directly?
Yeah, I finished it.
You finished it. Okay.
I did all 50 episodes.
I only watch it when that branch guy does it. And he's
No, I
only on
haven't watched
episode
it. I
3.
haven't watched it at all. And
Oh my
don't
It's
really
God.
plan
good.
on it.
She has, I think, it's like
Demisio, I think you would
I tell
if you
stories
would
like
watch.
that. I said she a January Capricorn because she remember every freaking the stupidest, most minute detail. I remember stuff
Not a
that people don't
January
even know.
Capricorn.
We different. We different than December Capricorns. I'm serious. And that's all I kept thinking. She remembers, like, it's so crazy. Just to show you that I do remember dates. She had met this guy on a dating site. They swiped left. They actually matched on 2 different sites. She
Yes, yes.
met him for the first time on March the 7th. You know, you had to quarantine by the 20th. Within 3 weeks of meeting him, basically, okay, on her way to meet him, I have to say this, her tire blew out. So she called him, was like, yo, you know, because they were supposed to be meeting, they lived like 50 miles apart, and they were supposed to meet at a cheesecake factory in the middle. So this is so funny. So he was like, drop your location, I come get you. So he went and met her there, and he changed the tire, put the dummy on, and he was like, you can't drive it on there. So he told her to go down the street, and he
got some new tires.
her a tire, right? And he bought it for her. She was like, oh, this guy's cool. And then they went to Cheesecake Factory, and it was just instant. She was like, he was feeling her, she was feeling him, and it was just really good. And basically for a couple of weeks, you know, they're talking, everything is going well, and then COVID hits, and then you got a quarantine. They wanted to quarantine together. She goes by his place, sees that he's in a studio apartment, and in the studio apartment, he proves like this ain't really where I'm trying to stay, and he shows her a paper saying he was approved for $775,000. Yeah. So
Such a scammer.
Right, he is a scammer. So she like, oh, okay, he got money. I think she almost said it like that. He got money. So wait a minute. So they decide to quarantine at her house. She had a 3-bedroom condo with a garage. So she said he probably went to her house and was like, dang, I'm in the money. And she said, wait a minute. She said, so he moves in. They quarantine together. She gets pregnant.
That's the thing.
Right. And here it comes. I love this part. She said both of them was Christians. His daddy, he told her, was a police officer and a preacher. And I can't do this whole thing, Amber. It's so
no,
many.
You cannot. You got to stop. You got to stop. Because we'll be talking about that all night.
It's so many details.
It didn't have to go that far, Joy. She knew after the third little connection that he was a scammer, but she still married him. She knew after that first house incident that he was a scammer, but she still married him. So she did this. I think people are getting a kick.
She didn't. It was
y'all. Hold on. Let's finish the show out before we get
You're right.
into this.
You're right. Okay, Joy, we're gonna have to we'll talk about that another day. Y'all go ahead.
Oh my, it's so good. All I tell y'all, it's not. It's a waste of time, but I promise you, it is not a waste of time. On
Yeah.
YouTube, you can watch it all together in 7 hours. It's 7.5 hours, but it's so worth.
Or you can watch David Branch, or what's his name? Branch is his last name on Facebook. He'll finish that 7 hours in
I
90
actually
minutes.
was thinking about doing a 10-minute TikTok and just saying what my
Child.
version of it in 10 minutes.
And that guy also did one on the Candy Burris girl at the airport thing. Remember her, right?
Uh,
Yeah. Okay, but go ahead on with the show so we can get
I
off here,
wanted to
okay,
child.
so
say
Go ahead.
to
Go ahead, D.
the whole ending of it. It's like I almost want to give it to Kyle. I almost want to give it to her for giving us
Mm-hmm.
classic Housewives. She put it
Mm-hmm.
all out on the line, had her daughters there, putting it
She
all out
did.
there on the front street, and Portia started crying. It's just like, oh my God.
Wait
Like
a
this
minute.
is
And when she started, so did I. I'm not even gonna lie.
I was like, oh my God, like what? And then I thought about it. Oh,
Yes.
then there's LVP, and then there's Denise, and then there's Sutton, and then there's Kim and Kathy. I don't feel bad for that bitch at all.
Oh.
well, I will say this: I would not be shocked if she's not coming back because if
They
she,
did a lot.
because she handled this. If I was finna divorce my man and I'd been on reality TV for 13 years and
Mm-hmm.
all of this, like Kyle handled this and executed it with
She did.
perfection.
She
Say whatever
did.
you want, because I'm telling you, she's controlled the narrative the whole season because she didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
She's controlled the whole narrative. And it's just like you said, and she went out with a bang. With this
Mm-hmm.
party, this is glamour. This is what we like. This is what we originally watched this show for, was to watch rich white ladies entertain us. Like
Yeah,
that's why we watched this show. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I think this is her finale episode.
And I hope
What
she
did y'all
don't come
think?
back. Hallelujah. I will be praising
Yeah. Did
Jesus.
y'all see her on Watch What's Happening Live hugged up with that girl?
No, I didn't. I didn't. That girl just
They
posted a picture of herself showing her
yeah,
muscles. Mm-hmm.
yeah, they took a picture in a very intimate way. Like I've
Yeah.
taken pictures with my girlfriends. I've even taken pictures like that, but it's definitely been in a different context. I've never been on a runway carpet doing that. On on a red carpet doing that. Her hands was wrapped around her waist.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean at the lower part of her waist. Not
I,
like you know, I've hugged my girlfriends like that in pictures,
It
but it
sure
don't look
was.
mm-hmm.
it
So
wasn't intimate. She was in the lower part of her waist. That's how
yeah.
up that I mean, traditionally, that's how a man holds you. There's
So
my brother may
It
hold me
was.
around my waist to take a picture, but he's not gonna do it like that.
so did Mauricio cheat when it says, I lost the trust? Did he cheat?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm,
And it could have been somebody was
it's a
saying
wrap.
that I don't even know how true this is, but it is Hollywood. That's how I was, or it's close by, it's Bel Air. You know, they could have been doing some threesomes and stuff and had, because that's what in the I've heard that in not a Facebook group, but
Mm-hmm.
it's this other group, this Reddit group. These people is
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
crazy in here. You know, there's a thing out there that they've been into stuff like that, and he broke some rules. He got
Oh.
involved with somebody.
Well, there you go. It's a wrap.
Like it's almost like people. You know, I think that's the worst thing you could ever do is bring somebody into a bedroom. I was like,
Yep.
y'all ain't seen enough Tubi movies to know that's gonna go wrong at this point.
She
Like for
said
real.
Tubi. Yeah.
I'm serious. That's
I
all.
know.
That's the beginning and the end of your relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the
But
reunion is going to be good, though. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
what did
that.
you guys think about the trailer?
I'm so glad to see that Dorit is going to really go at Garcelle and call her out.
Did we really see that though?
That's
Like
that
we
little bit I
showed
saw.
it.
That little bit I saw said you are pushing this false narrative that we all know is false.
I
So
don't
that was enough
nobody
for
off
me.
for nothing.
Oh,
I
I
don't.
do.
The only thing that I will say is I don't think um uh Garcelle is articulating as well. Um, I think she should focus on the action of the words and not so talk about words like attack. Anybody could attack somebody. I could jump over a table and start punching you. That's a literal attack. That ain't no microaggression for somebody in return to say you attacked me. I did. The issue is she accuses Garcelle of something.
And
Like you
Garcelle
attacked
accuses
me.
her
It
of
didn't
something.
happen. Because there's no way you're going to say, come on, that's not fair, and say that that's an attack. Because that's all Garcelle said. That's not fair.
Okay, but
You're
it
repeating what
was
she
an
said.
attack,
That's what
Joy.
she said.
It was an attack because that same conversation had just happened with somebody else that wasn't called it an attack. So it was an attack.
But the difference is she was there.
They were both there. What do you mean?
I'm talking about Sutton. It was about remember the conversation was about Sutton. Sutton was there.
But Sutton was there when Dorit said it to the
Yeah,
crowd too.
but I agree with
The
you.
same people were
Except
there in
she was
every scenario.
weaponizing it. They were going backwards and forward. She weaponized it.
She was having
Like
the same casual, fun conversation that they were having
it
before
was not,
everybody sat down.
but they were going backwards and forward. I
That's the
could tell
same thing
you
they were
something.
doing the
Here's
other
somebody
time.
joke. If I was to sit up here and joke with you about I took my shoes off and my feet stink, and I say, "Oh, child, my feet stink. Let me go do so and so and so and so." And then we could be in the same. We could walk across the and I don't know why I said my feet stink. I don't have no idea. But anyway, you could walk across the floor, and you're now in a group of people. Now we didn't just had a conversation about my feet stink, and I know they stink. But for you to mention it as a go backwards and forward about us having us, and even if it was a light, nothing big, nothing. But if you was to bring that up and for a room full of people and you're weaponizing it,
but for you to Joy, but for you to just sit here and say we was all over here having the same conversation and you mentioned my feet stink, for you to think that we're now here with the same people, you think they didn't smell your feet? They was, whether they told you or not, they smelled it. They were all in the same space. They were in the same space having the same conversation.
It wasn't though. It was being
when one person
weaponized.
says it was the same conversation. And listen, when Garcelle said to her, "We were having a fun conversation," and then Dorit said, "Listen, wait a minute." Dorit said, "Yes, we are having a fun conversation." And then it was Garcelle that said, "Well, it doesn't have to be fun if I have to tell you that." Well, Garcelle, you changed it. She didn't. You changed the tone of that conversation. Dorit didn't. Okay, we can stop it there.
I just don't have anything to say about this at this point. Like, honestly, I don't like from that little clip. Is that really Dorit getting in Garcelle, or did she just bring up something that Garcelle said? Like, it didn't really give.
Well, all they showed
much,
us was just a few seconds, and what I saw, it was more than I expected. Yeah, same
because
here.
Dorit is not the victim here. So,
well, neither is Garcelle.
Right.
She's more of the victim in the situation than
Dorit is. Not.
That's just her point. She ain't trying to be no victim. Dorit is. That's the issue.
Yeah.
That's really the issue.
That's the whole issue.
No, it's not. Dorit is not trying to be the issue.
Dorit is absolutely trying to be the victim.
Hello.
Oh my
God. Dorit is trying to have the same conversation that they were already having.
Connotations to being
Demecia, are you listening?
Karen, so it's saying a black woman is attacking.
Demecia, hello. She's having the same conversation that the rest of the girls were having. Y'all were just trying to make her the girl that's not.
It was like 3 or 4 people
standing
around. I know.
So the number matters now. Anything that's going to try to make it turn. Joy,
that's pretty much your circle. Joy. Now we're in not just my friends, but Crystal's friends.
That's what I love about y'all. Because when y'all know y'all not winning, that's when y'all like to start cutting folk off. It's just a fact. But
I mean, I just stand on what I already said. Dorit is microaggressive and it's not necessarily malicious. It really is an unconscious thing that she doesn't really try to do, but it doesn't seem like she's trying to fix it. So I
Well,
ain't
but
gonna have no grace with her.
she doesn't, based on what you said earlier, when whatever she said to the pink jacket. So she doesn't do that with just Garcelle, right?
Those are like two totally different things.
How
Nitpicking
so?
about something stupid versus
Nitpicking?
that, which
Okay.
is a serious conversation that they were having.
They were not
It's
having a
two different
serious
things.
conversation.
Pink
Wait a minute.
jacket isn't
Garcelle
an
said,
accusation.
Demetrio,
That's
Joy,
the issue. Pink
Gar,
jacket
Joy.
isn't an
Hello?
accusation.
Y'all listening? Yeah, can y'all
Well,
not
I
hear
mean,
me?
I already said what I said about it,
Okay.
so
So they were having not a serious conversation, because remember Garcelle said we were having a fun conversation. Really? So why is it not fun now?
when she
Why is it not
referred to
fun?
the fun conversation, she was speaking about when her, Erica, and Sutton were at dinner.
It was the same no. That's not when they were at dinner. That was right before they all sat down and Dorit repeated what they were just talking about. What are you talking about?
And Garcelle said that was a fun conversation that we were having, as in the three of them when they were out at dinner.
No, she wasn't
And
talking
she
about
literally
out at dinner.
apologized for
She wasn't
repeating
talking
it.
about out at dinner, Demetrio. She was talking about right before they sat down, because that's when Erica Jane was standing up and yelled out loud what had happened. And then Garcelle looked over like, oh my God. But she only made it an issue when Dorit said it. And then Dorit said, well, we were just talking about it
Okay,
10
but
minutes ago.
again, though, when she said the fun conversation, she was definitely meaning when they were at dinner.
No, she
and she
wasn't.
literally
She meant the
apologized to Sutton
conversation that they
and
were
said that
standing
she
there
would have
having.
never even repeated it if she knew that the Reed was gonna take it and try to humiliate her.
Listen, she should have never repeated it anyway if she's a good friend. I mean, y'all been saying all this good friend, bad friend stuff.
And that's why Garcelle apologized.
Oh my goodness. Garcelle said it though. Apologize all you want. Whose apology you gonna accept? Everybody's except Dorit's? I mean, because clearly Dorit was having the same conversation.
Dorit was not. Dorit was trying to humiliate Sutton. End of discussion.
Sutton humiliated herself. Well, Dorit can't do that.
Definitely did try to humiliate Sutton by trying to prove that
Demetrio.
she is not approved, by saying, well, you made out with the driver. That was even after bringing up the Magic Mike situation again that happened
Magic
prior
Mike.
to that had absolutely
See, that's a whole
nothing
different situation. That's
to
a whole
do with
different
Taco
situation.
Tuesday. It's the same thing
whole
because
different situation.
it's the
A whole
same
different situation.
situation. It's the
Well,
same
the same
situation.
thing about it is Sutton. It's not Dorit. Y'all need to get over that.
Dorit was trying to poke fun at her. And that just was another example. Like I said, she brought that up to try to prove the Magic Mike point, which had absolutely nothing to do with anything. Why was
Erica
she
wasn't trying to.
that
Erica
up to
wasn't
a bunch
trying to
of
poke fun at her.
strangers? She
Erica
brought it up
wasn't
to
trying
a
to poke
bunch
fun
of
at her.
strangers that neither one of them even knew. Why was she even bringing that up to people that neither one of them even know?
Wasn't poking fun at her when she said it. Erica wasn't poking fun at it.
No. And that says a lot.
Okay, I think that's everything in the call, though. Am I wrong?
Well, I mean, Erica wasn't saying it to a group of people to try to humiliate Sutton either. So that is the difference.
God. Okay.
Big difference.
That's why I said it was in the middle of a back and forth. That was my thing. And it turned serious at that second. It was like it felt like a dig anyway around it. Everybody came down.
You felt like she was making fun of her.
And different things are said. So I mean,
it felt like she was making fun of her.
She was trying to use the kiss situation to prove like the Magic Mike point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
But anyway, let's finish this. That's pretty much it for this. I thought the party itself looked really nice. It was fabulous. And I will, like we said, when we were talking about the end, this episode was only like 38 minutes, and they dedicated the last 12. Again, why I think this is her last season.
Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute, because I did want to bring this up, though. Can we give Rob Minkoff the credit that he rightfully deserves as a producer? How he was setting that storyline up, honey, about the whole
he was.
Thing.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, producer.
Yeah.
Talking about, I believe that Morgan planted this story. I was getting all into it too, and Krista was like, "Hold on, wait a minute." Like,
I wanted him to keep going. Right now. I wanted him to keep going. Yeah, I did too.
Me too. Yes, I loved it. I was trying to see where he was gonna go with that story, honey.
I did too. Yeah. But it was really cool. I thought it was really smart. She say whatever you want, not just them. Kyle had to agree not to say nothing either. I'm telling you, this was whoever did this, they did a really good job. I don't know if that was her idea, but I would be shocked to learn she was coming back for another season. I just don't think she will. And people have been really in a lot of groups, regardless of how people sit differently on the LBGTQ community. Everybody thinks differently, and a lot of people has garnered a lot of support if she does come out at this
Mm-hmm.
stage of her life. Like I have seen some negative posts. I'm not trying to pretend like I haven't, but they're far fewer than what
Yeah,
you
I don't
see
see.
that's
I
hyping her up.
Yeah, I'd be glad when we are at the point where you don't. There's nothing to come out about. Just be who you are without having to explain yourself.
Yeah,
That's what I think would be best. Nobody should have to sit and feel totally uncomfortable because of who
right,
they are and who they want to love. So the fact that this might be a good time for her to come out, so to speak, anytime should be a good time. But the
right,
only reason that it might be a struggle for her is because it's not the norm for her. I mean, she's going from a 26-year marriage to Mauricio, the finest man in Hollywood, honey. Okay. But
right.
still, I hate that it always has to be an event, so to
They
speak.
said that I haven't watched it, but they're supposed to be Demisio is supposed to have a season 2 of whatever show it is that
Yeah,
he
the
does,
realtor.
and they're
Yeah.
supposed to be you're going to see more of the problems on this show.
Yeah. Did you see the clip?
I didn't.
I gotta post that. I have it. I'll send that to you. I see
People are also insinuating, before I forget why it's on my screen, is that Rob has vitiligo.
Rob.
What's Crystal's husband name?
He has vitiligo.
That people were insinuating that because his it looks like he's losing pigmentation in his skin.
Oh, okay. Okay. I
You
didn't.
didn't notice that? I
Uh-uh.
didn't notice it either, but I'm looking at it now I see it.
You
I didn't
do.
notice it the first time, but now I see it.
Okay. Mm. All right. I see Demisio hung up. I guess that was the end.
What happened?
I don't know. He's been gone for a couple of minutes.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I think that's pretty much it. I thought this was a really nice episode.
I did
Um,
too. It was a
yeah,
good
and I'm
closing.
looking forward to seeing why you think Kathy showed up to the reunion.
I don't know, but I do think that's why Sutton got a little hot and bothered. But did they have any disagreements?
So I don't know. Didn't somebody say that they kept flipping the lights on and off?
Yeah, but if she's on TV, don't they flip the lights on and off no matter what the scene is? They're doing something adjustment wise to the lights. So I don't know why this would be different, but I don't know much about it.
I
So,
don't know. Somebody was saying that if you have epilepsy, I know those blinking lights. I don't
hmm
know,
yeah,
but
I
somebody
don't
said
either.
the blinking lights, but I don't know. Because I didn't know if that was like an effect that they do
Yeah,
afterwards. I wasn't
yeah,
sure, or was it something that they did in studio?
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know why Kathy showed up at all. But I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to the first few episodes when you said that Kyle talked about her the first several episodes. I don't
She did.
remember that. So maybe
Yeah,
that's why
she
she's
talked
coming.
about her.
Yeah.
And they've been saying that the dress that she was wearing to this reunion is the same dress she was pictured in at her Christmas party.
Oh, no, she didn't. Not the
Yeah, they
millionaire
showed
is
the
wearing the
picture.
same
They
dress.
showed, yeah. I said, they
Child.
are. How do people come? Like, how do you? I wouldn't notice it. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, people pay
Mm-mm.
attention to the craziest things to me.
Somebody posted or they made a comment on our TikTok post of their outfits or the reunion clip. I'm not sure which one it was, but they said, "Didn't Lisa Vanderpump have that same dress on that Garcelle wore?" And I went and looked and I said, "Yes, she sure does." So I posted that on Instagram. People remember the craziest things.
Yeah, they remember it because I guess I do too. I remember stupid stuff too, and it's stuff that don't make sense, but in my head, it'll become handy one day.
It makes sense to somebody, but that's cool.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
I like when y'all do that because I'll be like, okay, so y'all thought about that, huh? That's
right.
funny.
That was, yeah,
So does
but
the reunion start next week?
I believe so. Yeah,
So we definitely have to do the recaps of the reunion because I think it'll be good. And then we get to go into the whole Sutton and Garcelle and Dorit thing. That'll be fun.
yeah. Okay. All right, love.
All right,
I
I will
guess we
talk
not
at
coming
ya.
back.
Yeah, I
That
guess not. He's
is the
gone for a while.
that
All
is
right.
the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Mhm.
Peace.
Peace out. All right. Talk to you later. Bye bye.
All right, bye.